He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. I'm on top, number here, you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the pool hall, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the pool hall, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. To the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams of pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. 5TG tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
Go this for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand. Amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done. Streets of games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. Oh, TG, tactical genius. Every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Right, good evening, welcome back to VP4TV. We are here for a round 2 match tonight in this year's 2025 Virtual World Straight Pool Championship. We've got Real Poland Power, Stub as we know him, from the USA, up against Acero, the current and defending champion from Japan. And this match is due to go at the top of the hour. We've started a little bit earlier tonight, mainly because we have a little bit of catch-up to do. And now last night, unexpectedly, sort of out of the blue or on the spur of the moment, Albinario and Bedhead arranged their match, and Slim got that match live streamed because it was starting at in fact, I didn't even know it was on the schedule anyway. Slim was the one that spotted it. and it was going to run too late for me anyway. So well done to Slim, and also, spoiler alert, well done to Albinario. I watched the start of the match last night. In fact, my voice is going to croak here. I'm going to have a cough. Hang on a minute. Don't want this to start before the bloody match starts. Anyway, it was a match that I think, looking at it, could have went either way. Bedhead had the first half of the match in the palm of his hand. He had a fairly hefty lead against Albinario. And then, of course, as champions do, when they're under threat, Albinario got down, and for a few minutes it looked very likely that he was going to run out the entire match. I think the run ended on 120 something, 127 was it? We thought he was going to get the high run, but he tripped up. Bedhead got back in, but it was only short-lived. Albinario was only 12 away from victory, and Albinario, needless to say, tidied up to win the match. So Albinario has gone through. There was also another match which Slim said he was going to cover, which was the one-loss side match, I think, between was it Interchange X and Bosk is the name of the guy. There it is there, and as predicted, it was a hefty win for Interchange X. He's comfortably through. So going from top to bottom in round two, we've got Spud Boy, Sergresh lined up. We've got Pool Kabouter and Coldest Pillow. Coldest Pillow having gone through anyway, although he was advanced by the forfeit. Him and Hazard played the other night there, and that was torturous to watch. But well done to Coldest Pillow. He's got through. Matt MC_Clarkey is through against to play DJ Simon in round two. And as we just mentioned, Albinario is already comfortably through to round three. Tommy and Brainful Out. Well, Stubb and Acero have jumped to gun as far as the box office tonight. I was all set to do Tommy and Brainful Out, but unfortunately for them, Stubb and Acero have set their match an hour earlier. This match starts at 8 o'clock. I don't know whether One Pocket Slim will be around. It'd be handy if he was, because we could keep a tab in that match. So those two guys go in a little while. I think it is tonight, isn't it? Yes, it is. Then we've got Cobra, who, like I said before, has not hit a ball in this tournament. He has had a bye in the first round. Cheeky Chico forfeited. And then Miskin thought better of it after his good result in the first match against Fast Eddie. Miskin saw that Cobra is next in line and decided he didn't want to have anything of it. So Cobra is through to round three. And we have Larry, who is up against Laser. Laser, who got through. Who was Laser playing? Viking. Well, I reckon Larry's red-hot favourite to come through in that match. And I haven't even seen Laser play, but I think Larry's going to be far too clever. And, of course, then this match tonight with Stubb and Acero. So if we go to the tournament stats, and we have a quick reminder. At the moment, we'll see that the high run, of course, is still Acero. In fact, Albinario got a 127. I was right enough. He was just short. And Matt's now in third place with his high run of 121. And we have Interchange X on there at 109. Now, as far as Stubb goes tonight, then if he's going to do anything good here tonight, he's going to have to beat that high run that he has, as you can see on the screen. Stubbs' high run in Virtual Pool 4 straight pool is 72, but again, in Stubbs' defence, he only plays straight. In fact, I'll tell you something, he did that 72 in one of the World Championships. Somebody will remember it, but he's never made that in an ordinary room or in a tournament match, because he's never been in straight pool tournaments other than this thing. And of course, we saw Acero do that 130 in his first match the other day. So Stubb, I think, is going to have to be putting in scores like that or close to it if he's going to put pressure on acero. If Stubbs going to start blasting, there's too many big pockets in this table. Stubbs going to end up having disaster after disaster doing that. He needs to get a bit of common sense about him and play as best as he can, but more importantly, not take any high risk shots. You can duck and dive. We'll see whether he does, but I don't have a great deal of faith in that. Anyway, welcome to Cobra. Welcome to everybody else that's watching. Now, Steve said he's going to be here, so I'm just going to do a quick tab, see if he's actually arrived early. Good afternoon, good evening to Steve, and I don't see my voice up and down in Discord yet. Yeah, it says I'm disconnected. There's something weird going on. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, it's been doing that where when you first come in, it doesn't...
Yeah, I think it's bugged in some way or other. So anyway, now that I've got Steve, welcome to Steve, I'm going to have a VP4 rant at him straight off the bat. Why is it when players forfeit in these tournaments, Steve, that you haven't got the code in to remove their match from the schedule? Do you know what I mean? You want to mark that down to get that fixed because it's a bit annoying.
Oh, you mean they forfeited and it didn't remove it? Interesting.
No. Yeah, it never has done. It just keeps them on the schedule. So if, like me the other day, I was all set to do a match, can't remember what match it was, but anyway, I'm looking at the schedule and I'm thinking, there we go. And then I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll just look at the bracket and see. And of course, it turned out that Miskin had forfeited.
Okay.
Against Cobra, and it doesn't remove. It might have been Miskin, I can't remember, but anyway, it doesn't remove the match. The match still remains scheduled on the front page of the tournament. Anyway, that's the rant over. Well, I bet you're glad you weren't here to see the coldest pillow has had match the other night, because I'm sure my blood pressure went to dangerous levels watching the pair of them play.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't waste your time either. You won't learn anything from it.
Well, you know, straight pool's a little different game.
Well, I mean, I don't play straight pool, but I'll tell you something. I'd play it a lot better than them. Looking at some of the stupid stuff they were doing, but anyway, well done to Cordless Pillow. He's through. Now, the only worrying thing for me is that this is a weird time for acero supposedly turning up here, because it's 7 o'clock tonight my time. It's the middle of the night his time. I mean, it's 7 to midnight's 5 hours, so it's like 3 o'clock in the morning Tokyo time. And I'm worried that he possibly might not show.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why he agreed to that time. Maybe he get confused with Stubbs' proposals, but I'm a bit wary of the fact that it's this time. I would have expected this to have been more like Stubbs' time, like, 11 o'clock at night my time or something like that. So I'm just concerned that acero might not turn up. But anyway, he usually turns up at the last second anyway, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's getting pretty close to the last second.
Yeah, well, there you go. 4 a.m. acero's time. Well, that's assuming he lives in Japan. We all assume that because he's got a Japanese flag that he's living. Oh, there we go. Touch wood, he's here. Thank God for that. So we've got a match on. And Stubb is here. Stubb's already been warned about dodgy connections, and he's also been warned about fines and all of that stuff for quitting early before the match is over.
Yeah,
so,
well, he's going to lose and complain about the pockets being too big. That's just a given.
Well, they're just as big for everybody else in the match.
Yeah. Well, this game puts a premium on cue ball movement, and could we play it on the regular pockets? Yeah. I mean, people would miss more balls. Stubb's not going to win there either, so it doesn't really make that much difference.
Well, this room should be going up any second now. In fact, we're not quite there. We're at 59 and counting. Well, have you seen the Albinario result from last night?
I did not.
Well, Albinario and Bedhead sort of arranged a match spur of the moment. Slim got coverage of it. Bedhead had a good chance. He had a comfortable, well, a fairly comfortable lead for the first half of the match. He got to 3 figures. Albinario then, of course, put in a big run, 127. It looked as if he was going to pinch the high run for the tournament, but he just faltered on it. What was he? About 12 points short of the end goal, and Bedhead got one last chance, but it didn't last long. So I think Bedhead was half asleep because he ended up coming into the stream knowing that Albinario was probably going to put a decent run together, and he was in there all the time that Albinario was at the table. But
wow.
Well, there we go. Room's up. Let's get in. We'll have the lag for the break. Most important. This is really the most important part of the game, to be honest with you, isn't it? I mean, it's so important that you get control of the lag. I don't like the fact that we can't get into the room straight away. That's a bit worrying. I think Stubbs at it already.
It does this? I got the same thing right now.
I think we'll probably get 4 people trying to get into the same room at the same time. Well, our clocks go forward at the weekend. We will be on British summertime again. 2 a.m. I think it is Sunday morning.
Yeah, we're already on summertime.
Well, there we go. We're in at last.
Okay, I'm in. Stubbs in.
I'm surprised. Oh, there we go. Right, so we've got Stubb on the right-hand side. And the cue stick's wobbling around. Oh, that's a touch like a sledgehammer, but I don't know what the hell happened to Acero, because that's the worst lag you're ever going to see in this tournament. Well, he's done Stubb a favour there right off the bat, giving him that. But let's see how Acero breaks. I don't think when was the last time I saw Acero breaking off?
That's not a very good break. Boy, maybe his mouse isn't adjusted right. He got way too easy.
Yeah, I think his DPI setting's not right. There's something he needs to adjust.
Wrong. Because that was way too easy. It was the right kind of break, but just way too easy.
Well, Stubb couldn't have asked for a better gift to start off here, but...
you really want to go 4 rails. So you go end rail, long rail, and then you want to come to about the first diamond on the end rail.
Oh, you're talking about the break off?
Yeah. It's really...
I thought for a second you were talking about what Stubb had to do there. No, he's got a hit and he's got on a ball.
Stubb needs to run a lot of balls. I mean, the thing with straight pool is it's a combination of pattern play and then understanding how to pick the rack apart. It's kind of like a little puzzle. Like when you have a rack like this, you got to figure out how you're going to get it opened up. I'd probably go for the 8-ball right off the bat. I would have come above the 8-ball and opened it. Even though the 8-ball is a good break ball, you got to get the balls open. You can't wait too long.
Well, here we go. First attempt.
Yeah, and this isn't a terrible way to break them, but the 8 would have been better. And that just wasn't hard enough, but he's okay.
I think that's how Bedhead ended his run last night. When he had that last chance to try and catch Albinario, Bedhead had a break from the back of the pack, and as I was watching it, my commentator's voice in my head said he was going to scratch, and he came off the back of the pack and scratched.
Yeah, like you can hit the 11 on the side here, but if you don't hit it very hard, you can bump the 13 and kind of get stuck in there. He could shoot the 10. The 10 goes. That's what I would be shooting. He could shoot the 7.
Yeah, is he going round the other side for the 15? Is that the 15 that I'm looking at, or what ball's that's there? 15.
Yeah, the only problem with that kind of shot is if you come up short, you don't have a shot. There's nothing else that goes. Yeah, see.
Well, that wasn't exactly the best played shot as you've seen there.
At least he held up. If he would have got over near the long rail, he'd have nothing. He's okay here. He can shoot the 2-ball.
There's nothing that's a combo there in the pack. He's got the gap for the 11. The 11 would do probably the damage that you would want to open the rest of those balls if he needs to. Right in the middle of the triangle.
Well, not from that angle, he doesn't. I mean, this is kind of like, you know, you shoot the shot and you go, I don't like where I am. You shoot the shot and you go, I don't like where I am. And, you know, until you played more straight pull, it's real easy to get in that mode where you keep shooting shots and putting the cue ball where you intended, and then you look at it and you go, this is no good. And that's what just happened there, you know. I mean, he put the cue ball where he wanted, and it's no good.
I don't know why he's looking around. All he needs to do is stun this in and leave the higher angle of the 11 ball, and then he can get the cut.
It's because he doesn't want to have happen what just happened again, you know, where he makes the ball and then
there you go. He's going too
straight.
Though.
No, this is fine. This is perfect.
He's got a slight angle.
This is all you need because you want to drive this forward with some top.
Well, do you want to play this with a lot of pace though? You don't want to play it with a lot of pace, I don't think.
You want to play it with a fair amount. Because see, that's what happens when you don't play it with pace. You've got to drive through those balls. Yeah, he needed to top and drive through them. The only thing you gotta be careful with using top is you can drive into them, have the cue ball then go through and go in the corner pocket. You gotta watch that. But
right, so we haven't looked at a break ball yet, but obviously we have a couple of reasonable choices, I would suggest.
I like 8-4, no, 8-2 or 7. The 4 is a little too close to the rack. I mean, you can use it, but I don't like balls close to the rack as much because it's a little harder to control the cue ball off the rack.
Nice. So he's doing an awful lot of thinking at the moment, Stub.
And this is a hard way to play straight pull because you'll wear your brain out doing this. You've got to learn to play in a rhythm. The problem is the only way you can play in the rhythm is you kind of get used to the patterns and how to play it so it becomes automatic. If you have to think a lot,
he's doing an awful lot of thinking. He's desperate, you know, to try and make the most of this chance here. And the more stress you put yourself doing that, the more likely you have to make a mistake. He needs to get into that sort of flow.
So 9, 14, you probably want to bump to 7 just a little. You just don't want to put it on top of the 8, which would be a problem.
No, that's loosened that up, so he's good to go.
Yeah. So if it was me, I'd be looking for the 2. At this point, a good thing to do is decide, okay, I'm going to play dun, 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 dun. You know, figure out which order you're going to make these balls. And a lot of that depends on which is going to be the ball before getting on the 2.
Yeah, the penultimate ball, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got...
I mean, he's probably just going to run up table, though, isn't he? He's not going to be going around corners and off 2 rails and all that sort of stuff to get on this 2 ball.
Yeah, for me,
is it 4 ball he's committing to?
I would shoot the 4 now. I would leave the 2. I like the 2 a lot better than the 4. The problem with the 4 is that you know, you get in situations where the cue ball wants to come off the rack and go into the pocket, and when the object ball is close to the rack, it's much harder to control that.
I don't really like this either, the way this is going, because he's going to have to manoeuvre this cue ball into a good spot.
That's okay.
Well, it's going to be 3 rails, isn't it? It's going to be two rails. Two rails.
This is natural, though. This isn't bad because you can control this.
Well, he needs to get a decent angle on this. That looks not bad pace.
That's very good.
Pretty good.
And see, he's a little more straight on, which is what you want. If the object ball is close to the rack, you want to be a little more straight on. So,
first test of the match. Get a decent break.
I like the pace he hit that at, because
controlled pace, I would call that.
Yeah. And he didn't come out great out of it, but he's okay. He's got shots. And this is where this is where you don't want to play straight pull on really tight pockets, because a lot of times you come up funny, and you know, it's like if you're playing on tight pockets, it's hard to really do much in a way of a run.
Now, did you want to try avoid hitting this 10? Is it a 10 and 15 here?
Well, if you're
Did you want to try avoid that?
if you're
Try
going
to
to
cut
shoot
this 7?
if you're going to shoot the 7, you'd like to go in like right in between the 10 and 12.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't play it. Obviously, there's still opportunities to do a bit of damage, but
yeah, there's plenty of time to get balls more opened up, and really you're better off not running into balls if you can. I think with this table you're going to have to, just because the 10, 12, 15, 13. The other balls aren't bad. You can always get to those. It's just those 4 balls. And that gets another break ball. It gets one of those balls out. He's still going to have to figure out how to run into them.
well, the longer you go on
I would
with
shoot
an
the
issue
14
still in the
here
table, the
and
more worried I get.
try to get on the 7 and use the 7 to come up into those balls. And the reason why is you still got the 8 ball there. You know, you need a ball there so that if you don't have another shot, you know, you need a ball you know you're going to be able to shoot it.
Well, this is...
well, this is good here. He can hit this easy and just bump the 15 and then shoot the 14. Shoot the 12, bump the 15 out, and then he'll always have the 14 ball.
Well, he knows the 12 goes. He just needs to brush that and hold for the 14, doesn't he? I mean, he doesn't need to
he's
belt
just going
this.
to run into the 15. There's a little chance you get stuck on the 10, but you got a couple other balls there, the 1, and you know, I don't know why he's shooting balls up table at this point. I would shoot the 12 here for sure and just kind of brush the 15.
Well, again, to me, that's the one opportunity he's got to deal with that issue, and he's running out of balls to get there. Why that he's sitting plumbing this 12, he's not dealing with that, I don't understand him.
Yeah, you shoot the 12 and brush the top of the 15.
And there you go, there you go. So that's why the run ends in 20. He's having to bang a ball to try and run the cue ball.
Yeah, and he was sitting in a really good spot there.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand why he just didn't shoot the 12, brush the 15, maybe bumps the 13.
Well, to me, that's the first major malfunction.
It is a poor choice.
Well, you can imagine how I felt the other night. I watched a lot of those type of things going on. And Acero now has the opportunity to have Stubb stewed in his seat for a good half an hour or longer.
Straight pull will catch a lot of bad habits out. And, you know, those kind of shots in 9 ball, it's a big old pocket. You expect, well, I can't miss this. But when you play straight pull, you know, those aren't the shots you want to be shooting unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah, there's no way he should have played that ball up table. There's no way. He had plenty of time to get that. In fact, that was the least of his worries, because you could bail out in that at pretty much any time. He should have dealt with the issue right in front of his face, and he'd probably still be at the table.
Now, Acero has pretty good pattern play. I mean, that's, you know, his strength. He's gotten himself a little funny here. There's nothing that's really quite right. And, you know, that's a smart play. He saw it in a very simple manner.
Yeah.
You know, and that's key, is you want to play as simple as you can in this game. You don't want to be doing anything fancy.
The 5 ball sitting pretty good. He doesn't want to be straight.
Well, he's short. He needs to go. He needs to go.
Yeah, this is not going to do a great deal of damage, I don't think.
He's okay, but, you know, this is... you got to pull it back or let it go forward. And he decided to pull it back, which is, I think, the smart play.
Well,
I'm
the
not
10
sure he's
ball
got
goes.
anything.
10 ball goes.
Does the 10 ball go? Yeah, I guess it does. He's got most of the pocket, so looking to see if anything else in a rack is dead. Nothing very obvious. I think he's going to have to shoot the 10. And, you know, I mean, this is a shot you can miss, because we got about maybe 3/4, probably closer to 2/3 of the pocket.
Well, he's taking his time and giving a good look around for options, but I don't see any.
Well, you don't want to hit this real hard, and I would probably stun it. Maybe even a touch of draw. I wouldn't go forward because this is the kind of ball that could come off the 3 and the cue
Oh,
ball
wait a
goes
minute
in the
here.
corner.
What's he trying to manufacture here? What's he called there? The 4 ball. How the hell's he calling the 4 ball? Is it going off the 9 ball? Is that what he's trying to do? Smack this 10 ball off the 4 onto the 9? This will be a good shot. What a shot that was.
Well, that's
Now,
crazy. That's crazy, though. He had the 10 ball. He must.
That's using your imagination.
Man, I don't get it. He had the 10 ball.
Wow.
I mean, it was a good shot, but it wasn't that easy.
Well, there's the answer to that. He doesn't have another shot, though. He doesn't have another shot. He's going to have to manufacture something else. Why didn't he play the 10 ball? I don't know. But I think 9 does cut, but I'll tell you, this will be good as well. Well, he's making hard work of this, isn't he? To get 11 points on the board.
Yeah, I'd probably cut it the other way myself, but I guess he doesn't have the full pocket the other way, so he's going this way. Gotta be careful about scratching on the side. You don't want to get too much drawing right on it.
Yeah, used all of the pocket. Well, he can cut the 2. He can cut the 9. The 1, sorry, not the 9. Well, he might get out of this yet.
Mute stub already. Because he doesn't, he just can't set up. It's not possible.
Putting left English on it to get into the back, but he didn't hit the meat of the cluster. And well, he could take the 6 and have a little nudge again, couldn't he, if he wants to?
Yeah, I mean, he may have to take the 6 here because just where he ended up.
Yeah, he's in business now. Well,
yeah,
you've got a ball at the corner of the pack. It's right at the corner, but it will do. So now he's just got to commit to whatever one he's going to go for. He's dead straight in the 8, but he's got bailout up table, so no alarm bells.
He might be able to shoot the 2.
Yeah, he managed to squeeze it out.
I think, you know, he plays the right way. There's some just basic things you want to do in straight pull, like get balls that are close to the rail first. Those are balls that can cause you problems later, just because not only is the shot a little harder, but it's harder to move the cue ball accurately when you're the ball's on the rail, because it's highly dependent on the angle you get.
Mm-hmm. So what will, I mean, would it be when you're talking about balls and rail, I mean, the 14 ball there, you can use that to get out to the 12 as your penultimate ball. You could use a 3 somewhere to get onto the 12 if you're going to commit to it that way. I mean, there is options that he's going to have to get rid of his possible first choice as a last ball to go into the 12. It's going to go now.
He's probably going 14, 12, 7, 13 is my guess. He doesn't have to go that way, but I'm pretty sure he'll go 14, 12 here. You could play the 13 in the side and then use the 7 and come around. The 13's a little bit funny. And I think the reason he did that is because the 13's just a little funny. That's a bad ball to have to shoot before the 3.
Yeah, he's getting rid of it.
Yeah, see, he's going to come back to the 7, which is in a spot it's a lot easier to get on the 3 ball. He's decided to play the 12, which is fine. He's a little funny. He's going to be kind of straight on this 12. Yeah, good enough. I mean, one thing about VP is the balls come apart really pretty good.
Bonus ball as well, and he might be struggling for a follow-up here. Looking at it, is that a combo into the corner?
It is not.
Nope, it's far from it. I think he might have to manufacture something here.
Well, he was a little too straight on the 12 ball.
Yeah, didn't have enough angle. Now, what's he looking at? Is this going in off the 8 ball?
No, it goes straight in.
That goes straight in. That's perfect. And again, right in the meat.
It's important to think about cue ball here. A lot of people make the mistake of just, all they think about is making this. They don't think about the cue ball. See, he thought about cue ball. He didn't go forward with it, which was the one way you could screw up by scratching. And that was very well done. And he's off and running again.
Well, a little bit of nudging again here with this angle on the one, I would think. If he's taking the one, that is. I mean that, well, that 15-8 isn't really a combo. It's going to the jaw, but if you were desperate, you'd play it. See how easy it is to almost get married up with that 11 ball. I think he's... Oh, that is really, really tight. I think he's really, really tight in that 11. He needs to be careful before he commits to this if he's looking at the 13 into the side, because I think that is married up.
Yeah. Well, and that's
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about moving balls. You try to start shoving balls like that, and this is the kind of thing that happens. You're better off if you don't move balls.
That's not going. That's not going. So, the reply, only 26. Stubb breathes a sigh of relief. But that's how easy it is to get. Look, it's, straight pull looks so easy, doesn't it? Because all you have to do is pot a ball, but all you have to do also is stick yourself on a ball and have virtually no shot or something that's really tough. And there goes the run.
If
So
you
Stubb's
watch
been let
good
off the
straight
hook.
pull players, they don't do that much. They're most likely to do that off the break shot, just rolling up bad. But really good players work through the rack well, and they focus on not moving a lot of balls. I mean, sometimes you do, but if you're going to move them, you got to be in control of the cue ball. You can't, take chances with it, because eventually.
This is this combo I was talking about. He's got it, nailed it.
Well, think about it. If you take 5 chances and one of them comes out bad, maybe you took a chance of rack. Okay, so you ran 5 racks, maybe 4 or 5 racks, and then it's done. If you don't want to run a really lot of racks, you got to learn not to take those kind of chances. You got to know what the cue ball's doing. You can't play the odds that you're going to get locked up, because what the odds say is, you might be able to run a few racks, but you're not going to run 10 or 20 racks, because eventually those chances you're taking are going to catch up with you.
Well, this is an important shot here that he gets. I think he stops up that end of the table to try and do something, because he's going to be stumped with this 6 and 7. This is going to do him.
Well, this is not really the kind of shot you want to have to be playing. He just played one, and now he's got another. And
now, I think if he plays this, he might be able to get. Can he get an edge off that? Is that too square, that 11 baller? Do you get an edge just to maybe brush him towards the 6 and 7? I don't know.
I think he needs to play the 5 next from here. I mean,
he went right through the gap.
Yeah, the problem there is that, it's just...
Maybe that was planned, though.
Now he's got an angle. He can run into the 7. I mean, you've got a break ball with the 14 or the 12. Or the 11. The 11 may be a little too close to the rack. It's doubtful. The 14 works, or it did.
Well, that takes care of that.
The 7's actually not a bad break ball, because you got angle. You can pull it back into the rack where you're not going straight into it. As long as you're coming at an angle, like the 7 ball would work well. I'd probably go 14, 6, 11.
Oh dear. I don't believe he wanted to do that. He didn't want to do that, Stubb. He's brushed the 11 into the pack.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's killed that idea.
Oh, the 7's not that bad a break ball.
Well, he's going to have to... In fact, the best thing to do here is probably cut the 6 and nudge the 11 and hold that angle to try and kick back into the pack. That might be the shot.
I think the problem here for him is he may not understand that 7's a pretty good break ball. Especially with these big pockets. I know it's on the rail, but with the big pockets, it's still going to go in.
Why didn't he just cut the 6 and come across and bump that and then cut it and get jabbed into the back of the pack?
Now, this is okay. So,
well, anyway,
he just wants to come, he's got to stay below the rack. He wants to come and leave himself a nice angle on the 7. And then you're just going to draw it with low left into the rack.
That's going too straight.
Stop.
That's too straight.
See, he hit it way too hard. You wanted to be probably a foot short of that. This will still work, but this is not what you want. Now he's jacked up, and it increases the chance of missing too. See, he didn't get enough juice in it. You've got to pull that back and get it screaming across the back of that rack. He also, to be fair to him, he also hit in just the right spot for it to die.
Well, here we go. A stub recovery shot coming.
What did he call?
He's calling 8 up table.
Oh boy.
This is a blast because he's got to get the pace in the 8 ball and the cue ball running towards the pack.
Boy, I'd be looking for other ideas here. I'd be looking for things like, can I carom the 13 ball off the 14, or this is not the shot I'd want to shoot.
Well, he's got the ball.
He's got it,
and got a couple of bonus balls as well.
Yeah, you're taking a chance with the cue ball there, but it worked out for him.
So, Stubb with an early lead at the moment, but far from a match-winning lead. Well away from that yet. Now that 6 and 5 looks stone dead into the side. Absolutely stone dead. There's no way you're missing that unless it catches the point. It looks a bit tight to the point.
But it'll throw. If they're close together, it'll throw up.
Now, is that 9 ball too close to the pack, or is it actually in the pack? Oh, it's in the triangle, so there's...
Yeah, the 2 ball's a nice break ball.
That's a wee bit high in the pack.
No, it's fine. You're going to go into the head ball. You just got to learn how to control that shot. You got to understand how the 2 ball's coming in.
Yes, it was called, yeah. Yeah, he called the 8 ball up the rail, yeah.
You got... The 2 ball's a good break ball. If you're not used to that shot, it's one you should practice, because that kind of shot comes up a lot.
Well, it's a good break ball into the side as well if you had to, because then you can get into the pack that way as well.
But he doesn't have a ball. Without a ball there to get on it.
Well, the problem with Stubb is he could somehow end up over there. You never know.
Yeah, side pocket break shots are fine, but you got to have a ball to get on it good. It's too hard. The area is too small. You have to be to just roll into it.
I think he might be playing the 5 next year. Yeah, eating all of that. But if it's popcorn that Steve's eating, it's all cough-inducing. So it is.
I'm trying to choke myself to death there. Okay, so this is interesting. What's he going to decide to do? I'd probably shoot the 9 and draw it into the 12 and knock the 12 ball towards the pocket. You'll have a shot on the 6 for sure. I don't understand what the hell that was.
I don't know. Did he set a bottle out in the shot there?
Well,
because it looks as if he didn't go through with a stroke.
I don't know what he was trying to do, but now it's funny, and you have to do something to get good on the 6. This is what you don't want, because it's easy to get funny on the 6 now.
See, this is Stubb doing this, because the table's so open, there's only minimum amount of balls on the table. He's taking liberties already and getting there, relying that he's going to get there.
So now he's funny on this.
Yeah.
He's going to have to blast us to get the cue ball out. He's going to go forward and around, which again, you could end up bumping the 2, you come up short. There's all kinds of things that could go wrong here.
Well, he's going into the side, I think. I think he's doing what did I tell you, Stephen? I think he's gone too far.
No, that's actually fine. No, that's fine.
He's okay because he's catching the back of the pack.
If he went an inch further, it wouldn't be good.
I predicted that earlier in the race. That you never know with Stubb. He could end up there anyway, regardless of whether there's a ball there. And sure enough,
yeah,
commentators.
That's really. And he missed.
He missed that by a country mile.
And that wasn't that country mile. You know, that wasn't that hard a shot. I guess the pockets aren't big enough for him.
There you are. So, well,
I mean, that wasn't that hard a shot. It wasn't one you should miss.
Contributions of 20 odd aren't going to win you titles. So Stubbs' contribution's been 20 and 24 so far. Acero replied with a 27.
Well, Acero just he plays better patterns. He understands, how to open balls better. Now, this is danger, Will Robinson, if you try to open him here, because you could get stuck. See, I would never try to open him here. And he's not going to. He's just going to rub it. See, that's smart, because if you try to go into him, you could get stuck. I mean, this guy probably plays straight pull in real life and probably plays it pretty well.
Oh, wait a minute, he might have gone. He might have left the building. I think he's gone. Oh no, he's back. No, I thought Acero was going there for a second.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's had connection problems in the past too.
Right. Well, here we go. Well, he didn't really get a lot of things happen for him, but again, these balls are lined up not too bad. Well, the 7 is, that will certainly break out what else is there, but I think the problem is he's looking for the 14.
Well, he's going to have to shoot the 14.
Yeah.
I mean, he could shoot the 11 on the side, but nobody likes that shot. So this is a funny angle. It's hard to get into the balls from there.
That 15 ball, is that still? Well, again, it's still usable as a break ball if you ended up playing it into the side.
Now that one's a little high.
High. Yeah.
You could go from the top, but you're not going to be able to get into them real hard. You just have to drift forward and bump them, and I mean, it still works. It's not optimal.
I think he's brushing this 5 out as a break ball by the look of it. Isn't that a 5 that's next to the 8?
No. Boy.
Well, he has brushed it out, like I thought. But that's,
why I missed
further
that?
up the table again.
I missed that. He hit it too
dear,
hard.
I never noticed he'd missed that.
Yeah, he was trying to throw the ball, and you can't hit it that hard and get it to throw unless they're pretty dirty balls. If he would have hit that same shot easier, he just didn't want to, He was trying to get out. The 5 wasn't that big an issue there. He should have hit that a lot easier.
This is taking a pattern already this match in the... Well, there've not been a great deal of visits, but in the visits so far, Stubbs getting let off the hook here. And that'll encourage him, because he's now back at the table with still having a lead. And Acero could end up paying the price for that.
Well,
by maybe another 30, 40 points.
He either got home from the bar and he's still drunk, or he just got up and the coffee hasn't kicked in.
Well, he might have to go and get a refill, because even as much as we can criticise Stubb, if he gets settled and gets in decent shape, he could certainly stick 30, 40 points on the board, and then suddenly the scoreboard's a bit more alarming for Acero.
Yeah, Stubbs capable of running. I mean, he could run 100 balls. It's not likely because the way he plays takes too many chances. But I mean, if things go well for him and he plays well, he could run 100.
Yeah, it's, what was it? Did Miasma not say? I thought it was about 3 a.m. anyway in Tokyo. Let's just say it's not the time you'd be up playing Virtual Pool 4 anyway. This is why I thought it was a bit weird that he was playing at this time, my time. I was expecting it to be more like a midnight time for me. He might have 2 matchsticks holding his eyelids open, you never know. But anyway, it's all to Stubbs' favour. He's managed to coax acero into playing at this time of day.
Okay, so
Well,
this
let's
one
see
you
how
can't
controlled
blast.
this is.
You got to get into the 14 for sure. Be nice to hit the 2. You got to just hit this kind of medium pace. You got
You're
at
bound
least
to bring something out.
something's going to come out. Yeah, just like that. That's a good shot. That was the right pace to play that.
Well, he might be too straight in this 3, isn't he? So, but he still. Well, listen, he needs to. I think he needs to watch this before he commits. By the way, because I mean, he could come back and play a combo.
Yeah, you got to be looking at the rack. You got to be seeing, do I have
careful.
caroms? Do I have combos? You got to think this out.
Well, he's trying to manufacture stuff.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to do, but he was fairly successful. He's got a shot on 11. And I think, well, I don't know if the 6 goes or not. The 9 goes if you can kill it enough, but that's a tough shot here. He just goes straight back into him.
Well, he's lucky this time.
Well, he got a couple balls. I mean, it's effective. Yeah. He's taking some chances, but you know, he wasn't in a good situation. I mean, sometimes you have to take chances. It's not like you can just go like, okay, well, I'm going to play a perfect shot where I know where everything's going all the time.
Well, I think for a second there, I think he looked at the 6, thinking he was going to cut the 6 and give it a blast into that stack of balls. But he thought better of it. But again, there is definitely an issue to deal with here. That he's trying to get a shot somewhere or other. Obviously, the favourite ball for doing that probably the 14. And that's what he's probably trying to do right now. Yeah,
that's a pretty good angle. You want to probably go into the 7 ball. So you can hit this pretty firm, get it to move over.
Well, he's got to watch the line if he's getting top in this. He can run off those balls into the corner. He's got to be careful of that.
He has to put top on this because you got to drive through it. I don't know what that was. I don't know why he didn't shoot the 14. He was sitting pretty good on it.
I don't understand that either.
That choice was a mystery.
Now he's running out of balls. Usual story. 2 straight in the 6 ball, so he's trying to manufacture and pinch the angle to go off the long rail, top rail, and try to get into them, I think. And he's missed them again, so that's 2 goes he's had.
So you're better off just making a play for the 14 there, or trying to get on the 13 in a spot where you can get into them. I mean, that was never going to be that good.
Now he's trying acrobatics, loads of left English.
Yeah.
This is Stubb at his best. This is what he ends up doing, getting into a mire and digging himself into a deeper hole till eventually he's going to run out. But then again, that's landed. It's landed not too bad.
Like I said, I said before, if things go his way, he could run quite a few balls. Eventually, it's going to catch up with him. But
you can't do this and get consistent high runs. It just doesn't happen. But he's managed to get himself out of a hole. But like I said, I mean, the way it's going at the moment, all he needs to do is put 30, 40 points on the board and duck and dive, and he's going to have acero maybe having to take 1 or 2 risks to maybe stay in touch. You never know how it plays in acero's mind.
Well, you got to understand how Stubb thinks. When it's going this way, it's talent. When it doesn't go this way and he gets into him and he gets stuck, then it's bad luck.
Mm-hmm. Well, break ball sitting there.
Yeah, that's perfect. Just a little stun over. I wouldn't want a ton of angle with it this low, but you want some. I'd want more than that. Is that going to get to the hole?
He's not even getting to the hole. Unbelievable.
Oh, boy.
Look at this for a shot. There's a choker if ever you've seen it.
He was way too straight anyways. You wanted to stun that over. I don't know what the heck he was thinking.
Oh, that's terrible.
You got to have some faith that you can make the ball in these pockets. So you got to cut the ball. I mean, even this could be more. I mean, this is enough, but it could be more.
Larry just took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly the shot you play when you've got a trackball and your sphincter's tightening up, Larry. That's exactly what happens. By the way, Larry, Have you told Steve yet what the result was in that match with yourself and Wink at Me on Monday night in the 9-ball Scottish doubles against yours truly and One Pocket Slim? What was the score in that match again? I've forgotten. See if you can remind Steve what the score was. And did you actually have a shot in the match? That's more important. Well, I think the Americans call it ripping you a new asshole or something like that. I think that's the terminology. We smoked them 7-0, Steve. So we did. Larry and his partner Wink at Me, and I think they had one shot in the whole match. Well, Larry made two. Oh, no, did he? Well, there you go. Congratulations. We smoked them, and then we smoked the final. We actually got generous in the final. We gave them away a rack. So we've defended our 9-ball Scotch doubles. Of course, that was the most important result of the week. Anyway, here goes Acero trying to get rid of that deficit. That's the first objective. And also trying to get shape to deal with this. Or does he really need to get shape here? Can he pick anything off? I don't think he can. He might be playing a combo, right? Now, he might be playing this 5-11. No, he's went for a bump and he's dead again. He's dead.
Well, he's got the 2-ball, but you got to decide whether you want to shoot it or not.
Well, I don't think he's going to decide anything. He's going to have to go for it, isn't he?
Probably.
Where are you going to duck here unless you just take a foul and stick it in the ball?
Well, no, you don't take a foul. If you could brush the 4 and come back in the stack, or you're always looking for those kind of shots. I think he's probably going to shoot the 2. I mean, this is probably the best shot he's got. The safety's not that easy. And he overcut it, so.
Well, there you go. Only 9 again.
He tried to draw back into those balls where, that's a.
Well.
He had a play where he could use the 5 as a break ball into the side. I mean, it was going to be a steeper cut, but.
He also had a combo, I think. He hit the ball, he disturbed the pack too soon for me to mention it, but I'm sure there was a combo there using the 5 ball onto, was it the 10 and whatever was there? I'm pretty certain they were lined up as a combo, but
if you're going to send a cue ball into a 5 or 6 ball cluster, you got to have a lot more spin on it because you've got to make it work through all those balls, and that takes a lot of energy. You got to really spin it up.
Yeah, I'm just asking myself the same question here, Coldest Pillow. What the hell's Stubb doing? Because this isn't sitting very good. Has he called the bank? He hasn't called anything. I think he's going for the thin cut. I mean, he could bank the 13. That's probably unmissable. The 13 is a bank. Even I could get this in these pockets.
You gotta play shaper. If you're going to shoot this, you got to play safe.
Well,
you could go forward for the 5, or you could come back. I mean, either way, but you can't leave it there, obviously.
I don't think he needs to hammer it. Well, he's hammered it.
Yeah, and then that's just not wise because it makes the pocket a lot smaller when you hit it that hard.
Right, so how's that 11 ball? Is that too tight to the pack? In fact, it is. It's in the pack, so he's got problems here and continuing this run.
That's close. It may not be in the pack, but it's so close.
I mean, you could play the 5 and come down and get a cut in the 4 into the side and break the pack open from that way. You could. I mean, there is a shot there. Not from where he's sitting now, there isn't, because he wanted to be on this 5 ball to get to that 4. I mean,
I'm not sure that 11 ball's in the pack. It looks to me like it's out, but it's very close.
You might be right. I think you might be right, but it's still going to be very tight.
The 5 isn't that bad a break ball if you get above it. You get above it, and
yeah, but you can also come below the 5 or finish over here and cut the 4. And break into the pack from that side. You need to check the cue ball up probably, but
that's tough to get to. It's too small a spot. If this was me, I'd be playing the 5 ball as a break ball. I wouldn't trust the 11. It may be a break ball. I wouldn't trust it though, because what if it's not?
Well, it looks. What the hell's happened here? Oh, I've gone behind the rail. That's what's happened. Well, it looks borderline to me. Stubb must be convinced it goes.
Now this is simple because he should shoot the 11 here. He's perfect to get good on the 5.
Well, I thought he was going to shoot the 5 to hold for the 11 and use it as a break ball, convinced that it's not in the pack.
Oh, well, this is no good. He's going to be too straight again.
Oh,
yeah,
no, he's fine.
Not in. Yeah.
He's fine. He's fine.
Well, this is tricky.
No, he was fine, but
I thought his best chance was going forward there.
Well, he's lucky. Tough. He's got a combo. He's got a 3-ball combo there, I think. Has he? Well, maybe not. I think there's too much of a gap between the 10 and the 12.
It's it may go. It may go on the left side of the pocket.
Well, he might have no choice on the matter, to be honest with you, because I can't see anything else.
I think it may go on the left side of the pocket. It's very close. Well, you can always play safe. You don't have to shoot. Let's see what other options he's got.
Well, I'm surprised Stubbs not taking the bait because it stared him in the face, and there's no way he hasn't seen that that's a combo. But I don't know what else he's looking at as an alternative.
Well, you could come off the 7 and take the cue ball up table.
Well,
take it all the way up to the top of the table.
Hard to tell whether he's actually paid any attention to this combo. Maybe he thinks it's getting the 12 too thin in it. It might catch. Is it going to catch the 8-ball? I don't know. Well, we're probably not going to find out anyway. I think it's
very tight. It needs to throw a little for it to go in.
Well, I don't think he's committed either way because I haven't the foggiest idea what he's looking at. I have no idea what he's doing here.
I'll tell you a shot you could call is you could play the 9-8 combo.
Well, he hasn't called anything yet, so he's not committed either way, whatever he's doing. But, oh, that's terrible. I have no idea what. I mean, why not play the bloody combo then instead? I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, that's no good. So I think he'll. Not sure what he's going to do here. He's probably going to go forward with this. Try to get on the 6. Yep, that's what he did. So he's on a spot where he can shoot the 13 and come into the balls, and I think he will. Now this is pretty safe as long as you juice it up. You've got the 6 and 1. You've got, you just don't want to hit this easy. And I would put a lot of draw on this. You want that ball to pull back through there.
What's that about one pocket slim? Would you stream Bullfoot brain fill out versus Tommy? One pocket slim question asked before you got here. I don't understand that. I was well, what I said earlier on is last night I was intending to do their match at the top of the hour. That was the intention. But with the greatest respect to Tommy and Brainfill Out, this is more box office than them two. So that's why we're here for this one. But I was hoping Slim would be around. But again, it's obviously middle of his afternoon.
If there's one weakness Acero has, and I remember this from last year, is he tends to try to not let the cue ball loose. And he hits a lot of these shots where he's trying to move balls too easy. I mean, sometimes you got to put some juice and spin it up, and he doesn't like to do that. But that's why he gets stuck sometimes. I mean, if you can open him up without putting a lot of force in it or a lot of spin, that's the best way to do it. But sometimes you just gotta juice it sometimes.
That 12, I think, goes, but it's tight. It's very tight. In fact, it's so tight he's not even looking at the 12. It's actually the 10-2 he's looking at. You can just see enough of it.
Yeah. Good shot. Now he's going to shoot the 10.
Oh, Slim's there.
They could maybe shoot the 9-3. Does that go?
Well, that's
Boy,
good.
it's tight. I think he'll shoot to 10.
I'll get Slim's stream. If he posts a link in the lobby, I'll get that running in the background. Then we can tab in and have a quick look.
Now he could see the 7. I didn't think he could see that. Now maybe he's going to shoot to 10. And this is a safe shot because you always have the 5 ball. So this one you don't have to hit that hard because you know you're going to have the 5. It's probably 3 and 12 that's going to move here. The 9 may move a little. Yep.
Right, well, I mean, he can easily deal with the 8 and the 3.
Yeah, well, he goes 5,
to get there.
5, 12, and then either 8 or 3.
Oh, you've been sitting there looking in the darkness, Slim, have you? Well, I watched the end of that match with Albie and Bedhead. I watched it all this afternoon after I had a nap to its conclusion. I never watched the other match, I have to say. I just looked at the bracket and I saw the score and I thought, well, I won't bother watching that.
He almost got funny.
Well, Slim, you can tell him all over again. I've already reminded Larry. Larry's watching the stream. But Larry's got one of these memories that goes blank after a loss like that. He totally forgot the complete result. He didn't know the score. Well,
he's a little straight, but he's okay. He'll get enough of this. He almost lost the cue ball in the corner pocket.
Cue ball nearly went. But he's good to go. And he's only 10 points behind now. So this is where, with this visit, this match could turn the other way. But you have to say, in the evidence we've seen so far, you know, Stubbs in there with a chance. And sooner or later, somebody's going to put a contribution together. I'm talking, you know, 50, 60 and above. You would think somebody's going to put in one of them contributions. And that may well be the difference in winning this match.
It's most likely going to be acero. He has the best chance of making a longer run. But,
well,
you know, he's been a little shaky so far today. He's taken too many chances with a cue ball.
I'll defend him in that score because I think agreeing a match at 4 AM his time's a bit crazy. I think he should have been more midnight my time, and that would have seemed more sensible.
But this is where he's really good because he plays very good patterns. You know, you want to make the game simple, and he does by he plays nice patterns.
I think Discord is playing up a bit because you broke up there, and that's twice it's happened. I think Discord's a bit dodgy tonight.
Yeah, maybe on a bad server or something.
Right,
well, pulled that back. I thought he was going to stop it and shoot to 14.
Well, he's on
maybe
the 14.
He wants to get into these balls over here. Maybe that was part of the plan, is moving balls.
Well, again, got a bailout ball.
Well, all he did was moving those balls. He got a couple loose, but he tied up that 5 ball coming over. Did him no favors at all.
In fact, what I was saying there, the bailout ball, I thought, for a second there, I thought he was going to play the 3 because it's now sitting where he can use it as a break shot ball. But these other balls, you don't want to go nudging them towards it or anything like that. So he's got to be careful if he's going to commit to that ball.
Yeah, he got it out. See the cue ball going towards the side pocket.
Yeah, it's running loose.
It's just a little too under control, too out of control. That's how you end up ending your run with those kind of shots.
Well, this is getting to the nitty gritty again for this rack. Assuming that he's committed to the 3 ball. I mean, he might use the 8 ball. You never know. He could use the 9, but it's right on the back line of the triangle, isn't it?
Well, I think he's going to end up using the 12.
No, he's going for the 9 right now. Well, this is going to be tricky because if he's playing the 8, I mean, he could end up having to play a combo here. This might get ugly quickly if he doesn't stay below these, which he has done.
Well, that's not where he wanted to be.
It's no man's land here.
Well, he may have to use 11 as a break ball, shoot the 3 and bump the 12. He's looking at the 12. He's going to shoot this in the side. Good shot. And I think he's okay. Let's see whether he goes forward or backward with this. Oh, he's going to use the 3 ball. Okay. It's got to run. It's short. That's no good. Boy.
In fact, he's blocked out, is he? No, he isn't.
No, he's not blocked out, but it's no good. I mean, that was way short of where he wanted to be.
He's going to have to get some momentum in this to get any damage done. Well, he's got damage done and he's got a ball. That's all you need.
Pretty good shot there.
He's got a ball at the back of the pack to do more damage, so this has actually turned out pretty good here. He needs to get himself... Well, he's going to use the 1 ball. It'll work.
It's just showing some patience to get a better chance. That 6 ball was a big ball and trying to shoot the break shot.
Oh, it's good. Again, this has to stay up there as a bailout, or he's got nothing.
Well, I don't think he hit the right ball there. I think he got too high in the rack. So, what I meant by that 6 ball is when you got a rack that's fairly intact and the 6 ball was like 2 or 3 inches away from it sitting there, you hit that 6 ball first and hardly anything will spread out. So it's I think he made a good choice.
Oh, that's not going. No. That's not going. Stubbs off the hook again.
But it didn't work out for him.
Well, he's coming to the table. This time he's behind, but he's only behind by, 6 points or whatever.
Yeah.
So the run, I think that's the highest run of the match, 30.
And he's kind of stuck here. He's going to have to shoot the 6 ball.
That 15-7 looks dead from above, so it does. Let's have a look what it's like.
It's close.
No, it isn't dead. Yeah, it's going to the jaw.
The 15 ball goes in another pocket. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right. So the 2 and the 4 needs a little bit of a feathering to deal with it. I don't think it's anywhere near set as a combo.
Yeah, I just shoot the 5 now and go down and shoot the 4 too. That's not a hard shot. He decided not to.
Well, again, I always get worried the longer you leave these things, the less opportunities you have to get to them. So maybe he's thinking he's going to get back there and play that combo. But already I'm a concerned viewer that this is not going to go much further.
Yeah, I mean, he's already funny.
Yeah. Is he going to start blasting here to get this cue ball running? I think he is.
The thing is, when you get on a combo like the 4-2, where you got to cut the thing, you can get kind of funny where the cue ball's not that easy to control. If he would have left those other balls out on the table, he had more options to get shots.
Well, it's interesting how Stubbs getting these opportunities, but the other noticeable thing is that Stubbs going backwards, the more opportunities come to him. His visit there was only 5. And I think I jinxed him by saying it wasn't going to last much longer because he didn't get the cut in the 9 ball. So he's not threatening to upset acero here.
Well, I think he'll shoot the 14 ball next, given the 4 doesn't take it out, because the 4 could take this out. You got to be a little careful with the 4. Yep, and he's going to shoot the 14 next, and that was a smart play because he got rid of the combo there, and he's getting rid of this 14, which was a problem ball how it was sitting.
15 still fine where it's sitting.
Yeah, he's going to have to get on that good though. I mean, it's not a ball that you want to be taking a hard cut on, and there he gets straight on the 4. This is not the shot you want to have in this situation. He's going to have to draw this with low left and try to come back out and get on the 15.
I think he might end up. He might end up.
Go?
Well, I'm not convinced it's a very good combo. I think it's going too much to the jaw.
Yeah, these balls are pretty clean. They don't throw a lot, so I wouldn't want to shoot that. I think I would try to get on the 15 here. I'd draw this with a lot of English and try to come back and get on it.
I think this could end up with a ball down in the head spot. Is that what you call it? The break spot, I would call it.
If you are going to shoot this combo, you can't hit it too hard.
Well, he's
because
going for
it throws more at low speed. He's going to hit this 15 like dead on, just about.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. Well, it
Yeah,
was through enough.
went in the left side. He got it.
Yep.
Now what does he do?
Well, the 4 ball is a good ball to shoot before the 8, because I've always liked balls like this up table, because it's very easy to get the line. You know, you just come right down on the line that you want to be on. He can take the cue ball and roll straight like at the 8 ball. He may open it up a little. He does a little bit. See, and that's perfect. I mean, that's so easy. Those balls up table are often very good for getting on the break ball. And he's not going to get much of this. That's the only problem. He is going to get a piece of it. He's going to have to hit this pretty hard.
Yeah, it looks a bit thin to me, what he's going to get.
You want to put a lot of draw on this, because you want to make sure the cue ball's pulling back. You don't want to take any chances. Now, he's going forward, which I do not like at all.
No, he caught the corner ball, but he's almost married up again. Where did that cue ball go?
It's tough. You know, he had a better chance drawing and catching a small piece of the 7 at speed. I think of getting a shot.
I was asking, did the 2 ball go? I didn't even notice the 10 ball sitting next to it. Well, he's in trouble. Looking at the pack.
He can bank the 11, which is nobody's favorite shot. He can bank the 9, I believe. Yeah, he can bank the 9.
Yeah.
Which is probably what I'd be doing here.
Oh, I'll tell
but
you,
if you're going to bank the 9, you got to come up with a plan of where am I getting to.
You talking about banking that past the 6 ball, Steve?
Yeah, I think it'll go.
Oh, I'll tell you something. You've got a better imagination than I've got for that banking in past the 6 ball. There's no way on this earth that ball is banking.
You don't think so?
No, not in a million years. Anyway, he obviously doesn't think it does either. He's just trying to duck here. Yeah. Trying to check it back into the pack. And
that's an excellent shot.
Pretty well done, that.
Very good choice.
Yeah, you seen how he come off the edge of that ball, but he had left English on it to straighten it off the rail, back it into the back of the pack.
See, Stubb wouldn't have done that. He would have done something crazy. And again, you know, it's like not a whole lot here. I think he's probably going to play safe again.
Hairpig says you're looking at the 9. No, Steve was talking about the 9 banking into the side. I'm looking to see where the combo was, where the bank was past the 6 into the side pocket.
He's going to cut the 9, which, you know, you can get away more in VP. Real life, you'd be real hesitant to shoot this, even with nice big pockets.
Well, you nailed it. The cue ball's almost dead, but I think he's okay. He's got a bailout, but it's not pretty.
I think he can shoot the 1, he can shoot the 10, he can shoot the 2. He's got a bunch of shots. None of them are particularly appealing. I think it goes. It's close.
Right. Tight. Oh, he's brushed the 4. He brushed the 4.
It went in.
Just caught that. Just caught that there.
Now. It's in
just
the hole
caught
now.
the edge of the 4.
So
who was talking about the 11 in the corner?
I like shooting a 2 and then coming out and shooting a 3 and then using a 1 to move those balls. The only disadvantage of that is you're going to shove them at the 13. But
you're confusing me here, Pig. Are you sure you're watching this match and not watching the brain fallout match? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
He could go straight to it here. He could shoot the 6 in the side. He's going to go for the 1.
Talking about brain fallout match.
So again, this is one you got to spin this up if you're going to shoot the 1. You got to put a lot of draw on this. He's not going to do it. He doesn't want to do that. So he's going to give up his break ball and try to create something else. And that wasn't wonderful, but all those balls go in the side pocket in the corner, so he's fine.
What the hell's
I
happened there?
He can use the 15 ball as a break shot.
What's that error that's come up on the screen there? Failed to load URL, something, something, this, that, and the next thing, brain fell out. That link's died a death. I was trying to bring up Slim Stream, but it's died a death.
Yeah, he's gonna end up using a 15 unless he bumps a 1 out here. Yeah, I think he's still using a 15 ball. Right. So does he have a ball up table? See, I like using that 11 ball up table to get on the 15. Anytime you're swinging balls around rails, or if it's something that's not that simple, I mean, from the 11 ball, it's pretty easy to get a line that's going to be good for the 15. And that's what he's going to do. He's probably played a lot of straight pool in life. Initially, when players get into this, they don't think about, oh, geez, it's good having this ball up table. They think, oh, why would I want that as the ball before the break ball? But the reality is it's really easy to get a good line off this end rail and get a nice shot on the 15.
How did Stump end his last visit there? What happened?
I don't remember.
Did I miss something?
So he can hit this kind of medium speed. Gotta be careful about going into the corner. And he was smart there. He didn't put a lot of top on it. So he's got a choice here. He can shoot the 11. He's got the 8 and the 4 there. So if you shoot the 11, you go into the 2 or the 9, you're probably coming up with a shot. He's going to be a little more careful. I bet you this guy is an old-time straight pull player. A lot of the older straight pull players, they would play a lot more like this, where they just kind of hit them easy and get a ball out and get a ball out.
Yeah, picking them out, yeah.
I've been around some really, old timers, like, guys that were playing in the 40s and 50s, and they tended to play more of this style. Nowadays you watch Jason Shaw play, it's like kablam.
Yeah, I mean that's actually true in snooker as well.
Oh
that's
yeah,
true in snooker. That was the way it used to be. Just as long as you brought a red out of the pack, you could keep the break going. But nowadays it's as soon as
bad safety is what it was.
As soon as you get into the reds nowadays, they smash them open.
Well, I'm not sure what he's doing here. The 2 ball is a real good ball to break.
Yeah, I mean, he can get around the back there. That's what he's trying to do. He's gone too far, though, has he? Yeah.
Well, see, now he might end up using an 11, but the problem now is he's got no balls there. When I talked about it before, he had 2 balls, 1 in front of each corner pocket. So if you shoot that 11 in this situation.
What about the 12? I mean, he can get around the table and come out into the middle of the table and play the cut in the 12.
It's hard to get on it. So now this is more dicey because there's no balls in front of the corner pockets. So if he gets stuck on the back of the rack, he has no shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would have liked him shooting this when he had a couple balls by the corner pockets, not now.
Yeah, and he was sitting in a higher angle. He was guaranteed to get a hit. Well, he's got a hit.
Yeah, he's come out pretty good, and he was smart about that because he hit it hard. I mean, in that situation, you almost got to blast it because there's too good a chance of coming out bad if you don't. You're taking a chance with a cue ball. You're taking a chance with rolling up bad, but I mean, in that situation, he had to.
Not a problem with the 10 ball, and probably not a problem with the 7 and 9-9 either, because that looks
I'd be shooting a 5 right
dead.
now. I mean, this is perfect. Just draw this. You don't have to hit it super hard. Everything's going to come apart nice.
Oh, hang on.
He just got
created
screwed.
a problem. Yeah.
He's got the 9 ball. 9 ball on the side. Well, you can shoot the 7
manufacture
too.
that combo as well on the 12 and 10.
I don't like that. That's not sitting good. I think that's a really bad idea. I'd either shoot the 7 or the 9.
Well, does he try and send the 7 to get a bump, or does he play the cut in the 12? I mean, what does he? He's going to have to commit one way or another.
He's going to come back for the 12, I think. No, he's going to try to bump
got the little bump. That'll work.
That was probably safer because it was a little bit of a funny angle. Is that 6 on the corner? No, it's not. Okay, so I mean the 7. He's fine here. This is an easy combo. 7 gets on that titty and all of a sudden it's not, but that's sitting good. And I'd play shape for the 12 here. Now, see, that's why I'd play shape for the 12, because you don't know how you're going to come out. He could have hit that easy, left the 10 in front of the pocket, and played shape for the 12. And if he didn't get on the 12, he shoots the 10. See, he took a chance hitting it like that.
Maybe his idea was he wanted to get a better break ball. He's got the 10 ball in a position that's tight to the pack, but it's a break ball.
He just shot a wonderful break ball. No, the other break ball is better than the 10 is. He had a good break ball.
Good evening to Matt. Hairpig's had enough. He's gone into the room.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, he's coming into the commentary box. He's got that annoyed he's coming into the commentary box now. Good evening, good afternoon,
right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Haven't had you...
oh boy.
No.
Oh dear.
You just jinxed his ass.
Yeah, nothing to do with us.
Well, that whole sequence there, he had a very simple situation that he made difficult by hitting the combination hard. I don't get it.
Well, he's got
a out of line in one shot.
34-point deficit stub. He's going to struggle for a follow-up shot here, by the way, if he doesn't get... Oh, well, commentators
got out of line in one shot, and you ran one.
Oh, dear. Well, I'll tell you, he's got... But I mean, his last visit was 5, apart from the fact that he had a safety. Now he's down to 1.
The pockets are too big for him. That's the problem.
Yep. It's going from bad to worse for Stubb.
Big pockets make me miss, too.
But that's what happens a lot of times in straight pull when you sit for a while. And, you can sit for a really long time. It's brutal. Some guy runs 100 and something balls, and then you get up and it's like time to perform. It can be hard.
Yeah, I think you could be right, Matt. I think he's played a good safety here because he's left nothing on. he left nothing on for acero.
He did get pretty lucky with it.
Oh dear, well, that's just where we're going to have a little safety battle, and sooner or later something's going to get nudged out, and
something's going to get nudged out, or something's going to come out dead. You can shoot the 10 ball right there if you want. I'm not saying it's a good shot, but it does go.
If he shoots the 9, it doesn't necessarily lead to a second shot. So,
well, do you shoot the 10? But do you shoot the 10, Steve, with a 30-point lead?
I wouldn't shoot the 10 without a. If it was 199 to 0, I wouldn't shoot the 10.
But I'll tell you something.
It was
shooting it now. Yeah, perfect.
That was a very smart play. He's got himself in a nice spot here. You're going to have to hit this pretty hard, and he did. And he's fine. Yeah, everything's good.
Almost hit it too hard. The 3 was trying to come across and spoil the party.
Yeah, you just never know on those kind of situations, I mean, those are pretty indeterminate when you're going to hit it hard, where the balls are going to end up.
This is a great shot. This 4 goes, and once it goes, everything is open.
Yeah, this table's good. And this is what he's good at. This is just a little puzzle. So if you do straight pull drills, a lot of the straight pull drills are like little grids and things like that, where you're basically, the idea is you're going to shoot these kind of shots and run them out. You're not going to bump into any other balls. It's just everything's nice and simple and controlled. You don't move balls. And that's what he'll do here. I don't think he'll even run into a ball. There's no reason to.
Well, you don't have to get very far out of line before you find a reason you have to run into balls.
Yeah, but, if you have good pattern play and you play a lot, I mean, if you do the drills, there's this drill the Germans do a lot. See, now he's running the balls, which I don't particularly like. The Germans have this drill where they set up all 15 balls in a grid down on this end of the table, and you can only shoot them in the 2 corner pockets. And you make all the balls. You're not allowed to touch any other balls, and you leave 1 ball as a break ball. Then you rack them up, and you've got to run like 50. That's the drill. But it's teaching you to move the cue ball without running into other balls.
Where's the break ball then? Is it the 3? Is that too high in a pack?
The 8's good. The 3's a little high. I don't, unless yeah, you can play for a side pocket with the 3, but you have to leave a ball over there. The 8's fine. You could break off the 11. I don't see people break balls like the 11 much in VP, but it is, it is a kind of ball that will work.
Yeah, if you leave your cue ball on the rail, that's a good break.
Well, that's you inside on the rail. That's what I was just about to say. I mean, yeah, they do tend to. I noticed that in this. Albie, obviously, he's pretty proficient with his scoring, but Albie is putting runs together, and he generally is. He's not going from inside out, as I would call it, from inside the rail. He's not very rarely playing cut shots like that.
I would have left this pretty close to the rail. I wouldn't have minded the cut. The thing about having more cut is you don't have to hit it as hard. Now, in VP that doesn't matter as much, but because your stroke goes straight.
He almost ended up without a shot here.
Well, 14 into the side. Needs to do a bit of damage here as well, which he can do.
And that's more of the, see, he didn't hit that hard. That's more of the try to control the cue ball, just bump some balls out, which is a lot like what the old style guys played.
Right, so he takes a 7. He takes a 2. He's well, see, if he'd been sitting better, he might have took that 6 and got a nudge on these balls, but he wasn't sitting good. He's running out of options here very quickly.
Well,
he'll get into him off the 4 probably.
This is risky. Yeah, I thought that would do. That was risky.
Well, he might go again here off the 4. Yeah,
might have to shoot the 4.
You don't want to just hit those balls full and get stuck there at the bottom of the rack area because you might not have a shot.
You got to hit it with speed. Try to get the cue ball out of there.
Well, because there's not a lot of, there's not a wall of balls. He'll be unlucky to get stuck. Well, in fact, he's not even risking that.
Well,
he's running
I think that was a pretty smart play. He'll just use the 1 ball and try to get him opened up and come up with another break ball. I mean, the 15 still does work.
Matt says he's looking forward to reclaiming the high break tomorrow.
Oh boy.
What the hell happened here? I missed that.
He just missed the 1 ball. Yeah, he just missed the 1 ball.
Oh, he's giving it a I mean, that's a stub slam he's just played there. And the run is only 20. Well, Stub, I think now would be the time, if you're going to get your high run of the match and maybe your high run in straight pool and beat 72, you might want to think about doing it now.
Acero's struggled today. He hasn't played like his normal game.
And of course, Stubble should have even more reason to be annoyed at himself that he's not been able to take the advantage, because he's actually, as I said, he's went downhill. I mean, he didn't start off great, and he's gradually got worse in his contributions. So
yeah, and he just put all these balls together, which isn't good. I mean,
created a cluster.
He needs to get on the 3 here, and that's a good shot.
Well, that gets rid of that. The 15 is a blocker in one pocket, but once everything opens up here, he should be good. Although, again, where's the break ball?
I'll tell you the one thing that Acero doesn't do like an old-timer is that he doesn't leave much angle on the break ball. Like the old-timers, they would leave a lot of angle compared to the players nowadays. Now, there's a couple reasons why. One is that they were playing on bigger pockets, so they could afford to leave more angle. But the other is that they were playing on the heavy cloth, the fuzzy felt, so the balls didn't want to spread as much. So you had to get a lot more power into them. So they would tend to play more angle on the break shot. Today's players, if you watch the guys play straight pool nowadays, they're more straight.
Now, that's something that I never really realised. Obviously, the technology and the material in the cloth manufacturing over the years has changed. Now, are you saying that back in the old days, you know, Moscone days and that type of time, they were playing on what you would refer to, or what we would refer to in the UK as a cloth with a nap on it?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
But it wasn't like the
What's
snooker
your cue
cloth.
ball?
Watch
Where's
out.
the cue
Oh,
ball
boy.
going?
Oh, disaster. Now,
You can't hit that
that's the
shot with a lot
one.
of draw.
That's the one that I said the other night. There is that whenever you've got that angle in the pack and you start running into those balls trying to open them up, you're going to head down south and you're going to end up in one of these two pockets doing that.
Well, that's why you want more angle. If you have more angle, that it doesn't head towards that pocket. But with a shallow angle, it's likely to. Yeah, I mean, the cloth was heavy and it had a lot of fuzz on it. You could call it nap, but it wasn't like the snooker cloth. It was different. The nap presented itself differently.
You're making it sound like carpet, Steve.
It was kind of like carpet. It was a lot slower and heavier. It was much different. And it was, in some ways, it was harder to play on because with this kind of cloth, like this cloth that's real smooth, like Simonis and Andy, and you know, there's a number of them, but you can make the cue ball go sideways off very little angle. Like in the old days on that old cloth, if you got pretty straight in, good luck trying to make the cue ball go sideways. On this kind of cloth, I mean, you can just put a little spin on the cue ball and get it to move sideways or a foot or more pretty easily.
There must have been a difference in the standard of the cloths in tournament tables back in the day. I'm talking about.
Not really.
Was there not a difference in the quality of the cloth that the pro players were playing on compared to if you went down to a pool hall back in the day? Would the cloth in that pool hall table not be different from what the pros play on? Surely they were built more for residual endurance.
It was pretty much all the same stuff, and that's pretty much true today. I mean, you go down to pool room, if it's a halfway decent pool room, it's going to have the same cloth that the pros are playing on.
Because I mean, you know, I watched. I was in my snooker club one day, and the guys were actually reclothing the tables. Now, the cloth that they put on there was nothing that the pro cloth is, because it's all for durability. The actual cloth was a lot heavier and thicker.
Yeah, most pool rooms in the U.S. put good felt on, a cloth on. They don't all put Simonis on. Simonis is expensive, but you can buy a cloth like Andy, which is cheaper, and you know, it's arguably that it's just as good.
Or the championship cloth.
The champion cloth is, you know, it used to be that Simonis kind of got a big bump because for a long time they had the best cloth by far, and Andy and Champion, and their cloth just didn't compare. But they've caught up where they make cloth that's probably just as good as a Simonis. You'll see a lot of pro tournaments are using Andy cloth. I don't know if Predator makes cloth yet. If they don't, they probably will. They decided to make everything else.
And of course, because pro players are pro players, they'll find a reason to complain about it as long as it's different. Or maybe if it isn't, they'll complain about that.
I don't think there's a lot of complaints with the table setup for the stuff Matchroom was running. They've been real consistent, and the tables play good, and I think the way the pockets are done, and I think they fixed a lot of things. They don't like they used to have ridiculously fast tables, and they've gotten rid of that. And they've gotten smart, let the tables play in some, and you know, I think it's all so much better. Emily Fraser's done a wonderful job.
8 balls the ball.
Yeah, and this this match is just really falling apart for Stubb because when I just don't think I don't think he can stand just sitting around.
Well, this is what I would call this shot, Steve. What would you call it?
Jason Shaw angle.
I would call this a shot that you still shouldn't miss.
Jason Shaw angle.
Yeah, I mean, this is more than maybe you want, but you should not miss this shot.
He's nailed
See,
it. Perfect.
see how easy you
good.
hit them and see how well they spread? That's the thing, is you don't have to hit them that hard. Now, in real life, that's a huge advantage because I don't care who you are, even if you got, the greatest stroke in the world, you're a top pro, it's still harder to make balls accurately when you're swinging it harder. I mean, if you swinging super easy is hard too, but like that kind of speed like that, it's way easier than if you blast them. So there's some advantages to being thin in that you don't have to hit it that hard. And VP, it doesn't matter because you're always going to be straight and good with your stroke.
Well, the question I would ask is this stub going to get to 3 figures?
Well,
Because
is he going to get another chance is the question I'd ask.
He doesn't have to get to 81.
Yeah, that too, because he's gradually got worse. I mean, he started off bad and then it just got downhill.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So this is an experienced player in straight pull. He just plays for it and going to shoot this combo and get his problems out of the way.
Well, bailout ball over the side pocket, it's always handy to have something like that, especially when there's, things aren't exactly set 100% here yet. He might have to rely on that bailout at some point because this is where he needs to sort something out with this 2 and 3.
He still wants to nudge the 1 or the 3 out, I think, into a better break ball position at some point.
Yeah, well, the 12 goes, he could do that. I don't know if he will at that angle. He could shoot the 1 or the 12 or the 14 or the 10.
Or if he draws into the 12, he could push the 3 out.
He's just kind of funny here because the 12 doesn't have a full pocket, so he's probably going to be hesitant to shoot that. The 1's one of those angles he may not like, but it's actually not a bad shot. You can shoot the 10, but the angle's funny. He's going to shoot the 14 here. He just got in a spot he didn't want to be.
Well, he knocked the 10 up into break ball position.
Yeah. Now he may shoot at the 1 and bump those balls. Now, does he have to bump those balls? No, but if he wasn't going to, he has to get the 9 out of the way and the 2 out of the way, so then he could shoot the 3 and 12.
And now the 3-2 combo is ready for when he wants it. Uh-oh.
Well, he's going to bail out up table here because he's too straight and he doesn't want to. Well, he could try and be elaborate, but I think he won't. Or is he? He's got top in the cue ball. Yep, he's trying to get up there.
To force it out. Yeah,
like I said, that bailout ball, 11 ball might come in handy yet.
He's going to shoot this easy. Oh, he shot it harder than I thought he
would.
I can't believe he shot it that hard because he just wanted to bump that 3 ball. He didn't want to move it over that far.
Yeah, it was almost a disaster.
Well, he's going to have to use the 3 as a break ball now because he's going to be shooting a 10 next.
Well, it's all sort of fallen into place one way or another. He's got there.
See if he plays a little more angle. Yeah, this is a good angle. See, I like this kind of angle all day long. Now, you got your choice of going forward or drawing this. He drew it. Maybe not as much as he should have.
Oh, no. What's he got here?
He's got up table is what he's got.
That's what he's going to have to do. Not a lot happening at this end of the table at the moment.
Yeah, this kind of shot's the shot in real life that separates a lot of people. Like a pro's usually going to make that shot. A lot of amateurs struggle with that kind of shot on the rail length of the table.
On the rail into the distant pocket, anybody can miss it in real life. In VP, it's
anybody can miss it in real life, but top pros typically aren't gonna. I mean, people that shoot real straight usually won't, but even they can do it. I've seen Phil or Shaw, all those kind of guys, miss that shot before. But you're right, VP is, a different story.
Yeah,
especially on these pockets.
And there are some shots that are sort of the reverse that I think are like really easy to see in real life and really hard to see in 2 dimensions.
Yeah, there's some shots that seem to be harder, and I think people should practice those shots. I mean, I practice a lot of blind shots in real life because they come up a lot, and just the break shot in real life. I mean, people have a lot of trouble with that back cut break shot, and you got to get to the point where it's pretty automatic.
Well, he's on the right side of those 3 balls because that shot there just opened him up.
And
But
knocked the 11 out of the rack.
I don't even think. Well, I mean, you can cut the 14 right now and double kiss the 12 and take the 2 out next if that's the way it's going to go, or is he going to hit it hard?
I don't think he'll roll this because it's too easy to get stuck there on the 12.
Well, he got a lot more kiss in the double kiss, so he did.
Oh, he's got a lot of options here. He's not in any kind of trouble.
Now you're going to keep the 11 as your break ball.
I'm surprised he hit that so hard.
The 11 or the 7.
I thought he'd play shape for the 1 there, get more straight on the 1 so he could shoot the. Okay, he's going to do it here. He's fine. You know, he's playing in straight pool. A lot of the philosophy is play little like 3-ball triangles. You know, like this is kind of a 3-ball triangle, 2, 4, 12. You know, you play balls that are close to each other. In that kind of relationship, it's again, that's kind of an old school mentality, but it's kind of a good little tip because when you first start playing straight pool, you got all these balls you shoot at, and you're not really sure which ones. This is not easy here.
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect.
But, you know, going with some little heuristic, like I'm going to shoot this little 3-ball thing, can make it easier to figure out what you should do. Yeah, and that's the place there. Those kind of angles where he drew that and it didn't go towards a corner pocket. It's when you're shallow into the rack that you got problems.
29 away and highest run of the night so far.
Yeah.
Well,
I say there's a real good chance Stubb doesn't get to the table.
Yeah, this match is very much gone. After 90 minutes.
Yeah,
Don't forget that.
He's going into it, maybe.
I think
I don't
so.
really like it there because of where the 10-ball is, which could block the 1.
Yeah, but he'll have the 8 to bail out with.
And he's going to have to, I think.
That's why I didn't like it. Because there was a real good chance this was how it was going to come out.
And it's going to be 7 or 1 ball next.
Yeah, 7, I bet.
Yeah, I tend to think more real life than VP. Because in real life, you don't want to shoot that shot. VP, you can get away with it. Real life, that's makeable, but tough.
Tree topped on a ball that's 3.5 diamonds away from the pocket. Yeah, no thanks.
It's not what you want.
Nope.
Right, so, he definitely needs a bump. There's no doubt about that. He needs a bump here. And he's gone for it.
And that's a smart play doing it there.
That's perfect because now that 14 ball, he can get that out of the way and get rid of the 1, and that opens up the 3 of them into the corner pocket.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He doesn't have to shoot this now, but the advantage of doing it is you can try to bump a break ball out, which he didn't do very successfully.
The 3's dead, though, so that'll probably be a useful asset to him.
Yeah, all right. Well, the thing is, if he plays that combo and that 6 ball stays there sort of stone dead, he's going to be very tight to the corner of the pack.
And that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he can just hit this easy and slide him out in order to get
out of touch. And he may not even keep it for a break ball.
It's gone.
I mean, the nines there, I don't particularly like where it went, but you know, if this is me, I'm shooting a 15 and running into the 2.
9's a touch high.
It's a little high, yeah. But you know, the other thing is you can use it for a side pocket break. As long as you keep a ball near where
you've got 3 balls there to get to that 9. Yeah, 3 balls there to get to the 9. So it's got good odds that could be the ball.
The 2 or the 6 is good to get on the 9. You can just roll forward a little. That's the only time you really want to plan on a side pocket break ball is when you have a ball close, because the area you have to get is pretty small, and if you try to roll into it, it's without a ball around. It's tough.
He's going to take his 2 out of play now. So I don't think he's going to play it in the side.
Doesn't look like it, because if he was, he would have been more straight on the 10, so he could just come back and roll forward on the 6. This is no good. He could still try to get on the 6, but this is this is not what you want.
Well, can you not stun across, play the 10 long into the corner and hold for the 9 and use that? That's what he's doing. Yeah. Commentator's eye.
He's going to play the 9 normal kind of break shot on the 9. It's a little high, but you can get into it. You just want to be a little straighter, and then you're just going to catch. Well, he's still okay.
This isn't a little straighter.
He's not going to get very much of it. He's not straight enough.
He can't hit this too hard, though, can't he? Because he's going to catch the edge of that 11 ball, isn't it?
He could even scratch off this 11. It's so tight. Yeah, this is not going to get much 11 at all. That got enough.
Yeah, it got the 4 out.
Yeah.
I think he was playing position on the corner ball. I think he mapped that out right in his head.
Well, that is a cutback 5 ball, but that might be his only option. He could leave the cue ball there and play the big cut in the 5 ball.
I could try to come to the other side of it.
Is he going to draw?
The pocket. He may.
Play for the 2-5 combo also, or just power draw into him.
Yeah, that was a little risky. He got away with it though.
He took the risk.
Right, so 14 balls he needs. Run is 58.
He needs another break shot then.
So the big question is Stubb going to leave early and get fined? His fines keep going up. He got fined the last time from the 10-ball tournament. You know, he got fined pretty good on that one. I can't remember what I fined him, but it was a pretty big number. So I'm thinking he's probably going to stick around to the end. But if he wants to get rid of more money out of his bank account, we can do it.
Right, well, that's too tight, that 13 ball.
Hugh, do you want me to fine you so I can you can see the message you get when it's fined, how it looks in your account?
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, there we go. The run ends in 60. Stubb has a very slim lifeline, let's just say. No, I don't want to fine Steve, thank you very much. If anything, I want a bloody contribution, thank you very much.
Yeah, but I could find you like $1. I could find you one veto or something.
No, listen, I'm Scottish.
First thing you do is put it on top of another ball. Look at this.
You don't find me, Jack. That's what you don't find me.
I'm going to run 1 for the second time.
Very first shot he screws up.
Find Cobra, he's probably rich. Where's he? He's left the building. Find him.
Cobra Rich? I don't know. Who's giving off rich vibes in the VP?
I can't remember who else I fined. I think it was Semi-Pro I fined. I think he left early on one match and he got fined. I find more than Stubb. I know Semi-Pro got fined. Maybe somebody else too.
Well, this is Stubb's chance to beat his high run for straight pull because he's going to have to beat his high run for straight pull. Simple as that.
I know else who got fined. It wasn't a world championship, but Jana's been fined a couple times.
Oh, him. He bails out and.
Yeah, he bails a lot.
Regular occasions.
Jana?
Yeah. It's that guy.
Samaray and Man of 1,000 Names. Well, that 8 is dead set with a 14. Bit of a gap between them, but it's dead set. You can't miss it. And the thing is, he needs to get rid of that 1 ball. I mean, he could have played that combo, but he's got the back of the 1 to get rid of it, so that's fine. And the problem now is there's no break ball yet.
Inside the rack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the 11 have angle on the 1.
The 11's the easiest one to get to. You make the 6 and bump the 11 out.
Is he going to bang this? Or is he just play for the 6?
I'm not sure what he's doing. And I would play for the 6 here, but I don't know what he's going to do.
He's got to force it just to play for the 6.
Yeah.
And there he goes.
Well, I would have backed it up. I would have backed it up and spun it out a little. That's kind of out of control what he just did there.
Stubb's only 100 behind. Is that getting to the hole? Yeah.
Never a doubt.
Well, he can bump this 14 ball out, but you got to be a little careful you don't bump it too low.
Yeah, if he bumps it on the top, it's not going to go to a good place.
Well, he could bump it very little. He just needs it to come out a little teeny bit. I'm not sure what he's looking at here. If you bump it, you just want to move it like, half an inch. He'll have a shot on the 8.
I think he's.
You could also play the 8 and go up into the balls, but I don't know. You don't have to come up with a shot doing that.
Well,
I'm not sure what his plan is.
This could be a.
Obviously, the 8's going to be the break ball.
Who needs a plan?
This could be a disaster.
Well, you could end up straight on this 8 ball. You need to come out with a shot and an angle. And that's no good. That's not the angle you want going away.
No. Got to run for cover here.
Yeah, well, who knows? He may try to just go 4 rails into it. He's going to try to bank it and draw it. That's not going to work.
He's crazy.
You're better off going 3 or 4 rails into the rack than you are trying this. This is going to be hard to get into the rack. It's going to, the cue ball's going to go sideways.
I think he's going too short if he tries to go 3 rails into it. I think he's banking it so he can go 3 rails.
Well, I think he can do it. Maybe not at the speed he wants to.
Yeah, see, that puts him on the 3 rail line where he actually contacts the
perfect.
back.
Well, he's got it, and he's got a good chance to open up balls right here too. If this is me, I'm hitting a 2 ball and running the cue right at that 11 ball with a lot of speed.
Yep.
Well, that was a survival shot
hit
there
it with
from
enough
Stubb.
speed. That's just silly. You had to hit that ball hard.
I don't think he can get enough of the 6.
Well, now he thinks this is unlucky, but he just hit that way too easy.
I don't think he can get enough. He can cut back the 12. He can do that. That's thin. But that 6 ball, I'm not convinced he can get to.
When you got the mass of 1 ball run into the mass of like 10 or 12 balls, you got to hit it hard.
Yeah. Wall of balls.
He's going to play the cut. Watch the cross corner scratch.
Yeah, the cue ball is going to be loose. Anything could happen.
Well, every shot for Stubbs' last chance saloon the way this is going. Acero only 13 away from the finishing line. So Stubbs running out of lives here.
No, he just missed it.
And scratch
that is hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be it.
5 balls, the break ball to get some damage done if Acero fancies that, and that looks easy enough to get to because he can come across with the 11 or the 13, whatever ball that is.
He doesn't need a break ball.
I don't think shooting the 9 ball is a good idea. I think he's got to shoot the 5. Well, he's got to open up some balls. I mean, if he shoots the 9, what's he shooting next?
I'm surprised he's doing it that way, though. Why didn't he just shoot the 9, come across and go into the 13 and then get good in the 5 and play the bump? Why didn't he do that? Anyway. In fact, I'll tell you something. If he doesn't do that pretty sharp, he ain't going to have enough balls here to get out.
That 10 ball is close to being dead. I don't think it is.
Look at that.
I think it's going into the end rail.
That's an all day, every day, Steve, that 10 ball. That is in all day, every day. Oh, yes, it is. Commentator's eye says it's in. Trust me.
Well, it'll go now.
Even now it'll go.
Access the whole 14.
When I practice straight pull, I shoot a lot of shots just to see if they'll go. It's not the right shot, but I'll shoot them. I'll look at it and go, I think this goes. Does it really go? So I'll shoot it just to see. A lot of the ones I think are going to go don't. So
I got a friend who can't stop doing that even when he's in competition.
Yeah, that's
see, there's the same thing, Steve. That's you not listening to the little voice in your head.
No, it's a skill. I'm trying to develop a skill. I do this when I'm practicing. You watch Tony Chohan play one pocket and watch him play balls out of the rack and stuff, and it's pretty amazing because he's done it enough. He knows.
Yeah,
well, judging by that score line at the moment, it looks as if Brainful is going to have to get his finger out because that's threatening to be a bloodbath.
He's got just enough on the table.
Yeah,
Brainful losing. Well, Tommy should be good at this. He's German. The Germans all play good straight pool.
Well, Stubb ain't getting to 3 figures, but my God, he's been a disappointment again. There's nothing worse than starting off bad and then getting worse than that. I mean, that's the way it's gone. How many visits has he had where it's just been one, if he's had a shot?
You think he wants to avoid the $5,000 fine? $5,000
well, we're about to find out. I think he's
just roll forward and freeze to the end rail.
He's had enough of it.
And that's it.
So, well, the inevitable happened. The world champion has defended his title.
And he can't say BS because he was still muted and he left right away. So
yeah, he's gone. Meanwhile, quick glimpse into the match with Tommy and Brainful out. Tommy on, what's that, 84 or is it 64? I can't see it and I'm sitting in my chair. Let me get up.
85 to 9. Wow.
Yeah, well, that is a bloodbath. So Slim's got that one if you want to pop over and try and give Brainful out some encouragement. I think he needs it.
Well, I mean, it's tough. You know, we got a lot of players in VP that are decent players, but just haven't played much straight pool. And this game will drive you crazy. I remember
I'm gonna have to log in.
So Oscar starts playing a lot of straight pool. So Ernesto built this room edition, and they had 4 tables in there. They had a gold crown, a diamond, a bar table, and I think a billiards table. And the gold crown had 3 7/8 inch pockets. It was very tight. Oscar ran a 126 on that table, which is pretty freaking amazing. He also broke and ran 9 racks of 9-ball on that table. So Ernesto started trying a little straight pool because Oscar was playing it, and Ernesto found out that straight pool's not so easy. I asked him about it. He was like, "That damn game." I mean, it can be very frustrating. It takes a long time to learn how to play good straight pool, and I'm not saying I do because I don't.
Well, Matt MC_Clarkey is going to beat his high run tomorrow and get the high run for the tournament. He says against DJ Simon. That goes tomorrow night at the same time.
Well, Matt's making predictions, huh?
I'll be there for that. And you've got Shibo up against Slim on Wednesday as well, an hour later. So Slim's probably going to be streaming that. So I'll be covering Matt against DJ Simon tomorrow night.
Yeah, I might come in for that. That might be fun.
Well, acero, I mean, if ever Stubb, let's be honest, if you look back in that match, if ever Stubb had an opportunity to have made hay with the opportunities he had it tonight, because he had acero on a night where he wasn't really firing on all cylinders at all, especially for a big chunk of the match. But Stubb let them all go. He let them all go, and he never put anything together of any mention whatsoever.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. I mean, Acero, that's probably the worst match Acero's going to play.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and poor Stubb, but he just got gradually worse as it went on. He just could not get going, and what was his high run? Was it 20 or did he get 30? He was nowhere near his highest run that he needed.
You can go look at the stats.
Yeah, and I think Acero put that decent run, which sort of broke the back of the match. So
Acero had a lot of small runs that were 20s, 30s, maybe a 40 something. You know, he had a lot of small, but he didn't have ones. Stubb had a couple. One and another one that was just a few.
Yeah, one and another one and another one. But anyway, Stubb goes to one loss side. Acero's now through, waiting on the winner of. Well, it's going to be Acero. I'm putting money on it now. 100% it's going to be Larry and Acero. That'll be a good one. That is going to be good to watch.
Who's
because
Laser?
I have no clue, but I'm betting he's got no chance against Larry. I think Larry will be far too strong for him. And then you've got Cobra already there. Now, that's the thing, Steve. Cobra's not hit a ball in this bloody tournament. He's in a bye in the first round because Cheeky Chico decided he couldn't make it. And then Miskin decided they didn't want any of it. So Cobra's going to be
Amazing.
cold. He's going to be cold.
Yeah, well,
but Cobra,
he's got a good game for a straight pull. We'll see. You know, he's continued to get better. You know, his 10-ball game got better. I mean, it's still not going to be his best game, but I think Cobra's, you know, kind of rounding into a very good all-around player. I think he's going to be pretty tough.
well, unless there's a major turnaround in that match there that's on at the moment, then it's going to be a decent enough challenge, I would assume, for Cobra when he plays Tommy in round 3, with the greatest respect to Brainflout. Brainflout's not going out of that hole. He's 100 points behind, albeit. So it's going to be probably Tommy and Cobra round 3. Albanario's sitting in round 3. He's now waiting. Now, that's another good match. Again, match going to be too strong for Simon. You've got Matt against Albanario coming up in round 3. Again, Simon won't have enough scoring in him to beat Matt, or Matt's going to have a complete disaster. But I think over the piece in the race to 200, Matt's going to get there long before Simon does. Top above that, you've got Pool Kabouter, Coldest Pillow. I don't know what the hell will happen in that match, let's be honest. And neither does Coldest Pillow. He's got no idea. And Spud Boy and Sergeresh. Well, Spud Boy's objective there is get to double figures, for goodness sake. Sergeresh should still be too strong. So it's beginning to hot up on the winner's side, and probably the one-loss side will start hotting up as well. You've got Bedhead there, Fast Eddie's there, Interchange X is there.
Yeah, I guess some good players on that loss side.
It's going to thin out, and Rabi's going to get a bye, and he's going to end up playing Stubb because Monster's not having any of it. He's not going to show up. So Stubb's going to have a match against Rabi in the one-loss side. Aussie Mick and Hazard. So it's taking shape. It's going to thin out, but eventually it's going to be the usual suspects probably, unless somebody comes out of the field. Is Acero good enough to defend his title? Well, yes, he is, but he's going to have to be better than he was tonight.
Yeah,
I think that's the way to sum it up.
The favourites in this thing are Acero, Interchange X, Albanario, and Cobra. I think those are the 4 guys that are most favored. Right. I mean, Interchange X is he's just shown himself after this 10-ball. He's dangerous, and I've never talked to him. I don't know how much pool he's played in real life, but he looks like a guy that's played a fair amount of pool just by the decisions he makes. He could be very tough in this.
Don't forget miasma, says miasma. Yeah, well, yeah, just don't let it be a bloodbath. Whatever happens to you, good luck. Right, I think that's about it, folks.
Yep.
Well done to Acero. Good luck to Stubb and surviving, but get some practice in, for goodness sake. Because it's the only way you're going to have a chance of surviving. Put in some table time, whatever time you can get. Because when you don't, you're going to be going bye-bye. Right, thanks to Steve. Thanks to Hairpig. And have a good one.
I'll probably see you tomorrow.
Right, I'll be looking for you. And same time, same place. So good night. Take care, folks. See you later.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.